The Blade movie featuring or starring Mahershala Ali. If you know, you know this film has been through hell, and there's still stuff going on. And so this is uh oh, we don't have a better source. This is our source. Okay.
What is?
Um Hollywood Melanin, that's our source.
Oh yeah, you can use that. That's fine. I didn't send it to you from Blex. I mean, I don't think there's a big difference between the two, but um,
I got The Verge.
not you being just. Never mind. We can talk about our sources later.
According to The Verge, it says here Marvel's reboot has been chiefed. It's a funny word.
Yeah.
Marvel's new Blade movie seemed less and less likely, like it was coming together as the project lost its director and was put on indefinite hold. And now the studio has officially taken the film off of its production slate. That's it. That's the post from The Verge.
Interesting. That's interesting. Um, do we think that the Blade movie is never going to come out?
That's what some people think.
Because I want to see Mahershala Ali as Blade. I actually saw Blade in theaters when Blade came out. I know it wasn't Mahershala Ali originally, right? But it was Wesley Snipes, right?
It was Wesley Snipes. This is true.
Yeah, I went to the movie theater to see it, and I was really excited that Mahershala Ali Mahershala Ali as Blade. I love that. I think that's great. I think he's so talented, and he's good at like, different types of roles.
Yep.
He's a great actor. I really wanted a superhero Mahershala Ali. I did. Or a is he?
Anti-hero.
I was just about to say, is he considered a superhero?
Yeah, so Forbes wrote about it too. Forbes says the upcoming Marvel Studios film Blade was pulled from its planned November 2025 release date with no replacement date announced, marking yet another delay the project has suffered after cycling through two directors and at least six writers since the studio first announced it 5 years ago.
I know. I read that. What is going on? I feel like there's a bad egg somewhere attached to this film. Because why is everyone leaving? And why can't they get it together?
I just appreciate that Mahershala Ali has stayed the course and has not said anything crazy, because we've seen actors in the past come out and say crazy shit that then costs them the role or hurts their career. And thus far, as far as I know, if I'm wrong, y'all could put that in the comments.
Mhm.
But thus far, what I know is Mahershala Ali has just been chilling.
Yeah,
Just like, yeah, it's still happening. I'm still on board.
right. I'll
Thanks.
be there. Y'all let me know when it's time.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I think there's a couple things to consider here.
Hmm.
Since 2019, when it was first announced, I know 5 years ago was a long time ago, but Marvel has been going through sort of a weird era. Um, they launched Disney Plus. Some of those shows were abysmal. Other shows were smashes.
Right.
And they then went through a reconstruction era, or I should say they are now going through a reconstruction era,
Hmm.
where it's like, all right, all that Disney Plus stuff kind of was not what we thought. Our movies have not been doing so great, minus a few bangers. We trying to bring Robert Downey Jr. back and fix the multiverse situation and end it with a bang. And so I can see in the midst of all of that how Blade has kind of been lost in the wind.
Hmm.
Um, and so yeah, I feel like as different things are happening, you need to shift, right? If we say, hey, the plan is for everybody to eventually fight Kang the Conqueror, and little by little we're gonna introduce everybody into that story. Well, then you probably wrote a specific film. You say, actually, we had a meeting. Ant-Man and the Wasp didn't do great. We might be changing that. I say, okay, we might change it again. And you
Yeah.
say, oh, we kind of want to go in this direction. No, we kind of want to go in that direction. And so I can see the frustration from the fans, the writers, the directors, everybody. And even Mahershala Ali, who's largely been quiet as far as I know. I can see how this would present difficulty for all parties involved. And, Blade is a big deal. The first movie franchise was huge. You would want the relaunch to be just as good or better. And so if that means waiting to get it right, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I do understand, again, everyone's frustration because it's like, yo, where the fuck is this movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was actually excited about it.
yeah.
You
I hope
know?
I just hope it still happens because at this
Yeah.
point, some people feel it will not. Um, I'm unsure, and so I just hope it still happens. I agree with you. Mahershala Ali is a very talented actor. I think he's fully capable of doing many things. I don't even think we've seen all his potential as an actor. And I would love to see what he does as Blade. Um, there are also rumors now that Ryan Reynolds wants to do a Blade movie to say goodbye properly to Wesley Snipes' Blade, and that he is trying hard to convince Marvel to do that. That could also be one of the reasons that this movie was shelved,
Is
or
Apes down to do that?
it appears he is.
Oh.
Wesley Snipes was in Deadpool that
Oh,
recently came out.
I haven't seen it yet. Oh, I think it's available now. I should watch it. I think
You
it's on
should,
Disney Plus now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he's in the movie, and his famous line in the movie is I'm Blade. And I'll be something like I'm the only Blade and there'll never be another Blade, something like that.
Oh, you talked about this. You did. This is not the first time I'm hearing this. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
So yeah, it seems like people were excited he was in the film and
Mhm.
Ryan Reynolds wants to do it. And so I can even see that, right? Where that's not a fact. We don't know that to be a fact at this point. But what we do know is it's a rumor, it's a possibility. If that's the case, after Ryan Reynolds just helped make Deadpool and Wolverine such a huge film, perhaps Marvel is saying, well, let's talk about that. And let's maybe save the Mahershala Ali Blade movie for when Marvel does their reboot in
Mhm.
2028 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Right.
I could see
Because
that as well.
yeah, because if you already have Blade.
Mhm.
It's not like they were. I mean, I know they can change whatever they want to change. If they want to boot Mahershala Ali, they can boot him. But if you are trying to maintain that relationship with that particular actor, and if you are but still behind the idea of having that particular actor, you do have to kind of move carefully in terms of reintroducing the old one. I mean, don't get me
Right.
wrong.
Well,
I
also, the
think
other reason
Wesley
I say
Snipes is
that,
great, but that's my only thing. Like, how does that work? How do they maneuver around it? If that's something that they want to, you know, do. I don't know.
yeah, the only thing I will say is there's a lot of ways of doing it. The challenge is Marvel is getting towards the end of everything, right? That's what we're
Mhm.
heading towards. And so the rest of phase 5 and 6 is to go to the restarting of Marvel.
Okay.
Marvel is doing a soft reboot. We don't know all the details of that yet, but it is clear Marvel will be doing a restart of sorts. So I could see them just waiting until the restart happens to
And
introduce
then,
him. But
okay.
you could also make him one of the last movies as well, right? Where you say like, "Oh, here's another Blade, excuse me, from another part of the multiverse," and you
Right.
just introduce him. So
They do
I don't
have
really know
that in
what
their
they are
back
gonna do.
pocket. The multiverse. They can just kind of be like, well, this is,
Yeah,
different
yeah,
universe. Yeah. Makes sense.
yeah. Well, do you have any other thoughts before we go?
No, that's it for me.